The Secret of the Last Flight. This is the story of an old warplane that was set to be flown one last time before being placed in a museum. The aircraft had been used during World War II and had completed many missions, but after a tragic accident, it was locked away in a hangar. Many years later, aviation experts decided to fly it once again to honor its history before placing it in the museum. Captain Fad, an experienced pilot, volunteered for this historic flight. As soon as he entered the cockpit, he felt an eerie chill. Although the weather outside was normal, inside, it was as cold as ice. Shrugging off the strange sensation, he started the engine, but just then, he heard footsteps behind him. He quickly turned around. No one was there. Maybe it's just my imagination, Fad reassured himself and taxied the aircraft onto the runway. As soon as the plane took off, bizarre events began to unfold. First, the radio started emitting strange whispers. Then, all the control panel lights began flickering erratically. Sweat dripped from Fad's forehead as he struggled to keep control of the plane. Suddenly, a thick fog filled the cockpit. A dense layer of mist covered the windshield, blurring his vision. Fad reached out to wipe it, but the moment his fingers touched the glass, it felt as if someone had grabbed his hand from the other side. This can't be happening. I'm alone. His heart pounded wildly. At that moment, a sinister laugh echoed through the cockpit, followed by a terrifying whisper on the radio, "This plane will never land." Suddenly, the landing gear failed, and the control system became unresponsive. Desperately, Fad tried to contact the control tower, but all he could hear was static, followed by a blood-curdling scream. The plane began to plummet rapidly. Just seconds before impact, Fad looked up in horror. Through the windshield, a burnt face was grinning at him. Its eyes glowed like burning embers, and its lips moved as if casting a curse. Then, a deafening explosion shook the night, and everything faded into darkness. To this day, people say that at the crash site, the sound of a plane taking off can still be heard at night. Sometimes, the terrified screams of a pilot echo through the air, the pilot who embarked on his final flight and never returned.